this Bodhisattva decided he needed to go and see the Buddha, and so he set off on foot. And somewhere along his journey, he came upon a man who was sitting in the lotus position, meditating, but he had made several mistakes in that he hadn't chosen a shady spot, so he was out in the sun. He was being absolutely cooked by the sun. He was all sunburned, dehydrated, and he also had made the mistake of sitting on an anthill. So the ants were crawling all over him and eating his flesh, and he was absolutely miserable. And as the Bodhisattva went by, he said, "When you see the Buddha, ask him how long it's going to take for me to become enlightened." And the Bodhisattva promised to do that and continued on his way. And a few days later, he came across a second man who was dancing and laughing and singing. It's just in a state of exhilaration, just bopping around. And as the Bodhisattva went by, this man said, "Hey, when you see the Buddha, ask him how long it'll be before I'm enlightened." And the Bodhisattva promised. So he went on, had his audience with the Buddha, and a few weeks later came back along the way, and he this time he came upon the first man first, and by now, the ants had taken most of the flesh off of his body, and he was just blistered from the sun, and he was practically dead, absolutely miserable. And the Bodhisattva said, "The Buddha says it's going to take 6 more lifetimes for you to become enlightened." The guy just, "Oh no, I can't stand it." Bodhisattva goes on, comes upon the other man who is still laughing, still dancing, still singing, having his sips of wine and nice food out of the food bowl from time to time. And as the Bodhisattva went by, he said, "You see that bush over there? You see that small tree, the one with all the leaves on it?" The Buddha said, "For every leaf on that tree, that's another lifetime you're going to have to endure before you're enlightened." And the man said, "Is that all?" And began dancing and laughing and singing even more exuberantly. And at that moment, he became enlightened.
By the singing, by the playing, by the dancing, by the praying, make a happiness.